So anyway, what ended up happening was Sega was kind of the first ones to work on a video game that was intended for using this newfangled laserdisc technology, and they started working on a game called Astron Belt. And basically, they showed Astron Belt at what was it? It was like the Amusement Machine Operators Association of '82, which was in like September of '82, and then there was like another show in like November of '82. And it was a very early prototype, but it was showing that, like, you know, there's we're putting like real images on the screen, playing off a laserdisc. And apparently, what ended up happening was some companies like saw the presentation and got their own ideas, because Rick Dyer was working on a little game called Dragon's Lair, but didn't quite have the technology in place, and I guess seeing this laserdisc stuff kind of jump-started it, and wouldn't you know it, Dragon's Lair ended up beating Astron Belt to the punch in the United States. Because Dragon's Lair released in, I think, July of '83, the summer of '83, and the game was a goddamn phenomenon at the time. It was 50 cents a play, and the players actually paid it. People were, I heard, like, people would line up to play it. Arcades would have, like, they'd have a monitor above the cabinet, so people didn't have to, like, crowd around to see what was going on. And everybody thought, like, laserdisc games were going to be, like, the saviors of the arcade, because the arcade industry was kind of going through a downturn in 1983. The market was getting oversaturated. Too many games, not enough players, and a lot of crap getting out there. So seeing, like, so many players, like, lining up to play Dragon's Lair, everybody thought, like, laserdisc games are going to be the future, based off those, like, early collections. But what ended up happening was people kind of found out that Dragon's Lair wasn't, like, that deep a game. Like, yeah, it wasn't like anything you could, like, play in an arcade at the time, because it was you were controlling a cartoon, but you weren't really controlling it that much. You're just, like, pressing the joystick or the button at a certain time to make Dirk the Daring do something. And the game actually had an ending, which was also not very commonplace yet. And if you could finish the game, then that's great. You could really show off to people, but then there's, like, not really much replay value. Like, you could play for score. The game kind of had a scoring system, but here's some more Astron Belt screens. It had a... Yeah, if you could finish the game, like, people would want to, like, see the entire game, and that's... Yeah, you'd be a hero. That's cool and all. But... Yeah, there's only so much you could do with the game. And, of course, the other problem was... Dragon's Lair in particular, the laserdisc drives would kind of, like, conk out, because turns out laserdisc technology was still being figured out, and I don't know, those players weren't intended to be running for, like, 12 hours at a time, so yeah, nobody was ready for that, so they broke down a lot. Nonetheless, you had a lot of companies, like, vying to get their games into the arcade, and like I said, Sega should have been the first to do it with Astron Belt, but they took too long, and then Sega got bought... Sega's US division got bought out by Bally Midway. We talked about that earlier in 1983, like, they kind of shut down a lot of things that were happening at Sega USA, and so Bally Midway became the lone distributor for Astron Belt in the arcade, and they, for some reason, they took their sweet time with Astron Belt, and I don't think it got released until, I think it was October of '83, which was, like, you know, 3 or 4 months after Dragon's Lair. I almost said Dragon's Lair. After Dragon's Lair was made a shitload of money. And Astron Belt was being distributed, like, solely through Bally Midway in the US, and apparently that pissed off some people and some distributors, and Astron Belt did not really... the fuck is this emote? That sucks. That pissed off a lot of distributors, and I think these cabinets like sold for like $5,000, which was a lot of money at the time. And I think most arcades that bought Astron Belt, they didn't really see a return on investment. But man, look at that cool sit-down cabinet. It came in stand-up and sit-down, and apparently the sit-down cabinet had like a vibrating seat to really rock the player. Note all the explosions on the screen. You're going to be seeing a lot of those. But yeah, also came in stand-up cabinet and used that gray flight stick joystick that Buck Rogers and the Planet of Zoom used. So as a result of that, oh yeah, there's the sit-down cabinet again. Oh, it uses like two. Yeah, that's cool. So it'd probably be a cool experience if you actually got to play one, but I don't think they. Oh wait, no, that's yeah, it is Astron Belt. Probably a cool experience if you played one, but you might see what the problem is when we start playing it. Should we just jump into it? Also, well, no, we'll mention that later. As long as I don't forget. Okay, I have to do this off Daphne. Hopefully I can get a screen capture of this. This fucking ancient ass emulator. Okay. Start. There it is. Film sequence Toei 1979. So like, I think some of these film sequences came from like movies. Like I think one of them came from like Star Trek 2 because Sega had it in with they made a Star Trek game so they could just like kind of borrow the footage. Game name up there. Damn, this is it. This is the future. This is the future of video games. Yeah, it was totally Star Trek, wasn't it? I haven't even started playing yet. The demo gonna show any explosions? I hope so. Oh, there we go. Is cliffhanger gonna be on here? We'll talk about that in a second. Let's do this first. Okay. Boom! Excellent. Okay. For individual play. Alright. So I think the joystick was analog, but I don't know if Daphne really supports that, so you just kind of... But yeah, it is like... They just put like one ship over the screen. So this might be really, really slow. Boom! Cool! What? How'd that miss? Boom! So there's a timer at the bottom left corner of the screen. The game guarantees you get a minute of play, which is, you know, great value. Once the timer runs out, you're in sudden death, and your credit is over unless you get like 5,000 points, I think it is. Whoa, that was really choppy. It's supposed to be an analog stick, I think, but I don't know if Daphne supports that, so I'm just using digital inputs. Oh, it got me. It's alright, I still got time. Extend play. Okay, I got one extra life. Whoop. Those are totally TIE fighters, weren't they? I don't know what movie that came from. I can't tell where I'm supposed to be. Oh, shooting. Is that a double KO? Oh, I'm going. The explosion kind of got cut off there for a second. Wait, we just saw this scene. What? Whoa! Whoa, the ship is shaking. Cool. I can't control anything. I'm dead. Well, that was worth 50 cents, wasn't it? Well, guess what? The game has a continue option. Oh, I didn't even get to put in my initials. Okay. Or am I just supposed to think about my score for a second? Oh, it restarted. I thought there was a continue option. This says single game. Unless I don't think I disabled it. Because there's like separate high score lists for like 1 credit and then like 1 continue and 2 continue, which is pretty progressive, I guess. I don't think that was emulated right. But yeah, like, you could argue that there's, well, maybe more gameplay to this than Dragon's Lair, but it's also a lot more repetitive. Like, at least there's like a better variety of stuff that happens in Dragon's Lair, you know? Whoa, the piss planet. Oh. Well, I guess the scenes are randomized, which is, whoa. Huh? What? Boom! But yeah, it's just like picking scenes at random. Like nothing has anything to do with anything. Okay, I did hit that guy. I shot him like 5 times. Thank God. I didn't hit that guy though. Boom! Yeah, this is like Captain Power, that VHS video game, yeah. Where you use the ship to like shoot stuff. Oh, I got another life, nice. Damn, this is fuzzy as hell. Ow! Cool. Huh? Did I crash into a wall? What happened there? What am I what is happening? What is happening? Stuff's exploded. Alright, yeah, I assume I'm not supposed to touch the... Oh, the bongo ship! Ow! I get killed by the bongo ship. Wipe out. What happened? Alright, well, I did good enough to enter my name, but I didn't beat the default high score. Okay, I could have sworn... Yeah, you now have the option to continue from last scene. Push continue... What the hell is a continue button? Okay, okay. 2 continue games. Okay, yeah, I did run into the side. Too bad I don't have analog control. What do I do about the bongo ship? Yeah, so it keeps my score, but now my score goes in like a different high score list, I think. Like there's a separate high score list for 2 continue games. Or something. Okay, well it's a good thing I'm on a timer right now. Boom! Oh, no, he got away. Cool. Whoa, it's shaking. I'm not pushing anything right now. Extend prey. I don't have any more lives. I better get a... I assume you get another one at 20,000. Help. Come on, survive. Come on, dude. That game over sting is pretty good. So yeah, now there's a separate high score list for 2 continuous games. You don't have to do that every time, Dan, Vicky. We know it's game over. Okay, let's... Now we're up to 3 continue games. Bruh, Star Evil? Star Evil, the laserdisc game? I mean, I was on a timer, it doesn't matter, but still. Damn, chill, bruh. Oh, you can actually... Whoa. Cool, green explosion. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, maybe it would be easier to aim and hit these things if it had, like, a proper analog control for this, but... Daphne doesn't even, like, fucking read my pad in the first place. I have to use Joy to key on this. So... Cool snipe. Why did it take me, like, 5 seconds to respawn? I mean, there's always the possibility that, like, the collision or the... Well, yeah, I guess the collision in general isn't, like, quite emulated right, but... Lightning storm. Okay, I didn't get an extend at 25,000. Have you seen that scene that's moving at, like, 3 frames per second? That one. Oh, he got me. Alright, last life. Can I beat 1 default high score? Whoa. Explosion cancel. Yeah, it was... Whoa, we're in the base. Yeah, you did get it. Whoa, 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 what's going on here? I haven't even seen this part. Cool. It's loud. Why is it... It's just moving between different scenes. This makes no sense. Like, I don't know if that's 100% correct behavior. Whoa. Take that, Death Star. Congratulations, you have repulsed the enemy, but others are on their way to conquer the Earth. Prepare for the next challenge. Good luck to you. Oh, hey, there we go, 3cc. And then it loops back around. So it sort of has an ending. I guess it might technically be 1cc-able. I don't know if I can do that, though. I don't think they really ripped off Star Trek because, like, Sega made a Star Trek arcade game, so they had an in with Star Trek. So I think they were allowed to use the footage. No, I think I'm good. I think I've seen all I need to see of Astron Belt. So I think, like, even if this had made it to, like, the US market before Dragon's Lair, I think Dragon's Lair still would have taken this game's lunch. Would have eaten this game's lunch, taken this game's lunch money. What's the analogy I'm trying to make here? It's certainly impressive. Hello, Michikins. That's sorry to hear that. That's cool. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, that's essentially the experience in this game. You're just like, you could just hold up a spaceship and go meow meow, and you could save yourself like 50 cents. I mean, I assume arcades were probably charging 50 cents for this. If they were charging 50 cents for Dragon's Lair, they got to be charging 50 cents for the sit-down version of this. Especially if they had to pay $5,000 for one of these cabinets. Maybe the sit-down, the immersive sit-down cabinets were more than $5,000. Anyway, we're going to do a poll for this. This might be a difficult game to rate, but I don't know how many people have actually played this. But on a scale of 1 to 5 bongos, how impressed are you with the what should have been the first Laserdisc game? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I don't know. It's, I mean, I kind of worry that, you know, I'm not getting the full experience in Daphne because, it does seem kind of odd that the footage is like jumping all over the place. And then, I don't know, the collisions with the lasers in the ship seem right. But like, but yeah, just the fact that the footage is just, I don't know, what the hell's going on. It'd be worth spending 50 cents on at least once if you got like the full sit-down experience with Vibra seat. Whoa! But like, other than that, I don't think the stand-up cabinet would have the same punch, the same bite. Well, 56% gave it a 2. Handful of 3s, some 1s. I mean, yeah, it'd be wrong to give this 1 bongo because this was like essentially the first Laserdisc game in development. Although, you know, allegedly, you know, they were animating Dragon's Lair for a while, but just didn't have the technology to put it into an arcade game until Rick Dyer saw Sega showing this off at an arcade show. I'm like, yep, that's the answer. Sega ended up doing so much damage to themselves with Laserdisc games by trying to show off. But it is what it is. Yeah, maybe it's not that functional, but I think it's more about like the experience of flying through space and sometimes being able to shoot stuff. Sometimes stuff blows up. Sometimes it doesn't.